In today's episode of the Sabang to Merauke journey, an epic motorcycle adventure begins. And this time, I'm traveling with a crew as we set out to explore the national park in the Besoa Valley. Guided by Pak Iksam, the head of culture in Central Sulawesi, we go back in time as we explore the unique and bizarre megaliths that was left behind by an ancient civilization 2,000 years ago. And along the way, we discover incredible local initiatives you'd never expect to find out here. Their stories are heartbreaking, but deeply inspiring.
It has been a very long day.
People, culture, and laughter lead the way as we explore the hidden gems in the heart of Sulawesi.
Selamat pagi guys, it is 7:33 here in Palu and it is time to get back on the road. So we have all the gear on Machan now, he's ready. Now we're just waiting for Rai and for Oka to come and join us, and then we will be driving towards an area called Besoa today. So it's around 170 kilometers away, but we do have a few stops along the way. So my current estimation is that we're gonna arrive maybe around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock tonight.
Alright guys, we are all together now and let's get on the road. I am here with Ray, bro, see ya. And together with Mr. Oka, pagi bro. And together with Ryan, nice to meet you bro. Alright, yeah, see you there. Let's go, yes. And with Hanif, pagi bro. Yeah. It's actually been a while since I've been on a road trip with someone else, having another motorcycle go with me. But today we're bringing Rai. He's currently studying in Japan, but he's here for a bit of vacation and soon he'll go back. Got a feeling it's gonna be some good days.
We then drove through the Sigi Regency on our way to the Lorelindu National Park. And once we got out of the city area, we had mountains and rice fields all around us.
Even though we have a long day on the road, I told Rai, let's not stress lah. Let's just enjoy the view. That's the thing about these places. I never actually know if I'll be coming back ever again to ride on this exact road. So sometimes, yeah, you just gotta enjoy it. Oh, there's a lot of people I see. A lot of kids, nice. Hello guys.
So after only a few hours on the road, we arrived at our first stop because Oka had of course arranged for us to visit someone special. Because Stanley is the founder of the Sekolah Alam Dongi Dongi, the nature school, and he had noticed that the kids from this area had too long to walk to the nearest school, and this would often result in the kids skipping their classes. So without government support, Stanley and the children's parents raised the money themselves to create an outdoor educational environment for the kids. And the construction is done in a community fashion where the children's parents help to source the materials and complete the build.
Nama saya Stanley, saya pendiri dari Sekolah Alam Dongi Dongi. Di mana Sekolah Alam Dongi Dongi sendiri berdirinya itu di tahun 2015. Sejak saya lulus kuliah, saya mendirikanlah sekolah ini. Karena kekhawatiran saya, banyak anak-anak di tempat ini yang belum bisa baca tulis. Dan di sini juga kekhawatiran saya, banyak anak-anak yang menikah di umur 12 tahun. Mereka sudah melakukan pernikahan yang tentunya itu masih relatif sangat muda untuk menikah. Dengan hadirnya sekolah alam sendiri, itu rantai pernikahan di usia yang relatif masih sangat muda itu sudah tidak ada lagi. Dan semuanya sudah putus karena saya membangun sekolah alam Dongi Dongi.
These months, Stanley is getting help from a group of young volunteers from around Indonesia. So I asked Satya, their team leader, why they had come to help out here.
Okay, I'm here from Indonesia Mengajar. It's an organization that help to improve education in all across the country in Indonesia. We will be here for 12 months and we are here as a team that spread across the country.
So guys, if you are like Satya, where are you from again?
I'm from Jakarta.
Asli orang Jaksel.
Asli orang Jakarta, but my father is from Padang.
Ah, okay.
And my mother from Semarang.
Ah, keren. So guys, if you want to do some volunteer work as well, but you're not really sure where to do it or how to do it, then check out the website for Indonesia Mengajar. Maybe you can do what Satya here does and come to Central Sulawesi and do some volunteer work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it. And good luck for the rest of your stay here, yeah?
Yes.
Apresiasi untuk
Thank you.
Chris, kita kasih tepuk love jumbo. Love kecil, love sedang, love besar, love jumbo.
Alright guys, and I think that's gonna be here from our visit to the Sekolah Alam Dongi Dongi. It's been a really good time. All the kids were so happy we visited, and this is one of those places that I had no idea existed, and I probably never would have come to unless we had gone on this road trip today. So big thanks also to Oka for showing me this place and Stanley for all his efforts here. So if you're planning on going to Besoa and Bada, then don't forget to stop by Sekolah Alam on the way from Palu, yeah?
Alright guys, it's time to get back on the road. Head to our next stop. Mr. Rai, my main man Rai is ready. See you guys. Dadah. Oh, salam. Dadah, dek. Oh, Pak tusuk. Terima kasih guys. Oh, that always warms my heart. So respectful. Yes. Mari guys.
But we didn't make it that far, because only after a few minutes of riding, it was time to suit up for a good hour of riding in the rain. But the roads were amazing. A ton of small turns on the narrow mountain roads, and vast open plains, only with mountains in the distance to guide us through the valley.
Alright guys, it is 2 o'clock and I think I'm not even sure if we have made it into the Napu Valley, but at least we're close because we have mountains all around us and it looks amazing. But still, I'm surprised that even out here we're still driving through these small villages. And you really got to be careful here because there are dogs on the road everywhere. Oh, so many puppies.
And at 2:30, we arrived at the next rest stop that Oka had planned for us. And there, a group of locals had eagerly been waiting for our arrival.
Again, I'm not 100% sure what the activity will be here, but I just know that it's someplace special because Oka said, Chris, you have to stop by here. So, and here we are in the middle of a tiny village in the middle of nowhere.
So where are we now, bro?
So we are in Desa Rompo. So this village is very special because they create what they call special farmers because they are disabled farmers.
Disabled?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so all the farmers, they have some kind of disability?
Yes, exactly, bro.
All right.
We then met with the special farmers supporting partners from PT Syngenta and World Vision Indonesia, who have helped tremendously with providing training, land, corn seeds, and know-how for the disabled farmers. Their founder, Ibu Yula, and the head of the village, Pa Alpios. But we hurried inside as the farmers had been waiting for us.
Selamat siang. Apa kabar? Baik. Saya Chris.
Their disabilities ranges from having hallucinations to being bipolar, handicapped, deaf, mute, and Down syndrome.
Salam kenal, saya Chris. Apa kabar? Baik. Salam kenal, saya Chris.
Marlince, ya. Marlince.
Nice to meet you.
Their founder, Ibu Yula, is a midwife, and she saw from her work experience how the disabled were left behind by the system. So she came up with the idea to help the disabled by farming a community that had common skills. And their goal is not to be competitive with other farmers, but enable those with special needs and improve their quality of life through utilizing their abilities. But as it was already 3 o'clock, we were well overdue for a bit of lunch. And the special farmers team had made a feast for us of their best local dishes. I could tell that Marlinche wasn't too sure whether it was okay to eat while I was still filming. So it was time for me to take a break and get a bit of lunch myself.
So right now we're all sitting here together and having lunch because we're a little bit late, so they've actually been waiting for us for a long time. So yeah, and while we're sitting here eating, yeah, we're listening to the different people's story here. Some of them have actually found each other through their disability and then got married. Okay, you told me how many disabled people are there here?
21 out of 500.
So the disability rate is very high in this
Very
village.
high.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is
And actually,
very
Pak
high.
Hansen and Ibu has 3 children actually.
they have 3 children.
The first one premature, and then the second one got lost. Drowned from the river. I
Right.
cannot help because their condition is like this, so it's very difficult for her to catch.
Because the mother could not swim out and get her.
Yeah, because their condition. So exactly. So the third one is this one.
Unfortunately, we also heard before that, that story kind of broke my heart, but one of the deaf women that's right next door, she has actually been raped. She couldn't exactly tell or do anything about it. I can't even tell this story. Yeah.
That's why. I got teary.
Yeah. But basically, Ibu Yuli, she took her in and has built up her confidence, and now she's actually one of the people I can see that helps all of the team here, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah. Thank God there's someone like Ibu Yula who's helping the people here.
I could have cut out some of these rather sad stories, but I thought it was important to keep them in, to give a realistic insight into the life of someone living with a disability in a remote area.
Video.
Like smiling Arnold, who had no place to live, crawling around the streets on his own, until the community helped him and built a small house that he could stay in. Some of them have been through so much, but you would never know it from the way that they show kindness and smile all the time.
Halo,
Hey guys,
hai guys,
siapa namanya kok?
saya Putra.
Putra, ini teman saya, dia namanya Putra.
Panggil ada Siamin Adi Putra Paul Pore.
Siap.
Saya dengan Bang Kris.
Iya, dan saya sama Mas Putra. Iya.
Saya senang ketemu dia di Indonesia.
Iya, saya sangat senang juga ketemu kamu nih dan
Iya.
ngobrol.
And of course, in Indonesian fashion, there was a small segment for a few speeches as well. But as the dark clouds were pulling up and we still had a long drive ahead of us, it was time to say goodbye to the lovely farmers from the Rompo village. And of course, take a few selfies.
Guys, it's been a long day, but a really, really good day. But now we have to get on the road. It's 4:15. It's raining a lot, and we still have probably 1.5 hour or 2 hours to our homestay for the night. So it will be dark before we arrive, so we really have to get on the road. But really grateful for the opportunity to come here and visit all the guys. They were so happy, and yeah, big shout out to Masoka who made this happen. So yeah. Now I gotta find Ray, my riding partner, and then we go. Oh wait. Alright guys, this is how the real road life is. It is 4:30, it's pouring down rain, and Rai just told me that we have minimum 1.5 hour in, he said, really bad road conditions. So it's gonna be a really long night before we arrive. Then we have to bring out all of our wet bags and everything. Once we've found the homestay, find something to eat, hopefully can get a shower, and safe to say I am tired. It's been an amazing day, but a lot of stops in the heat, talking to so many people, full of experiences. It really takes your energy. But now we have to muster the last energy, get in our rain clothes, and yeah, hopefully arrive safely, because yeah, like you said, really bad road. But we gotta hopefully get there before it gets dark, because then it's gonna be even more challenging. So, see ya, bro. Siap. Gas ball.
Safe to say, it was a long, wet, and dirty ride that afternoon to Besoa. But we were all so tired that we couldn't help but laugh at the situation that we had put ourselves in.
Wow. Saya jadi basah. Basah? Ya, ada. Boleh minta payung. Payung.
Alright guys, it's 20 minutes to 6, and we luckily made it before it got totally dark, because that would have been so hectic. But yeah, everyone is gathered here now. It's still raining like crazy, and then myself, we are wet from head to toe, and we are here with the head of culture, Pak Iksam, and all the guys. Yes.
Sorry, I'm still dry, bro.
Yeah, enak pakai mobil kan? All the guys in the car, they're still all dry. So I doubt I'll be making a lot more updates today. So tired, but just happy that we have arrived. Now we're gonna have some coffee, some cakes, and then we start fresh tomorrow. So I will see you guys. Besoa. Good night. Okay.
We spent the rest of the evening going over our plan for the next day, as Central Sulawesi's head of culture, Pak Iksam, told us about the various megaliths that we could find here. It had been a long day, so we were all starving. And across the street there was a small local restaurant where we could fill our bellies with some rice, fried tempeh, vegetables, and of course, sambal. And for dessert, the guys offered me a taste of their local alcohol, Japtikus. Quite the strong stuff.
Tes dulu. Enak banget.
Dari Poso, ini Poso punya.
Selamat malam, guys. I'm now back in my room here at this small homestay in Besoa. It's 9:01 and it's bedtime. So basically everything just got completely drenched going here. And it's quite cold here in Besoa because we're quite high up in altitude. So there's definitely no way that's gonna be dry by tomorrow morning, where we have another full program. But that's how it is. And yeah, I'm actually just so grateful that everything went well today. You know, could have crashed on the bike, bad things could have happened, but yeah, it's all in all been a really eventful day and met so many lovely people. You know, I was really reminded about that when we sat this evening and was going over the plan for tomorrow. All these people, they're all here because I have come here to document the area. They're all so happy that I'm here and they just want to help in any way they can, so very grateful. That is the thought that's sticking with me here as I go to bed. So, tomorrow's gonna be another incredible day, so I better get some rest because tomorrow we start at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, good night guys. See you. Beso. Selamat pagi guys. It is 5:40 and I've been up since 5 o'clock drinking a bit of coffee, trying to get up. There's just one thing I had forgotten about this trip, and that is that we're quite high up in altitude here. So right now it's 14 degrees. So it's really cold, and I haven't even taken a sweatshirt or a jacket with me, so it's gonna be some cold days. Fingers crossed that my shoes are dry or semi-dry, and let's get started with the day guys, here in Besoa. Yes.
Selamat pagi guys.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
Good. Sedikit dingin pagi ini ya. Oh, sangat dingin. Oh my god.
But you know what's really nice on a cold morning like this? Hot coffee, of course. And my boots definitely weren't dry. A bit more like cold and wet. So I insulated them with a pair of plastic bags. And as I was still trying to wake up, the local dogs were already busy going through yesterday's trash. And the local children were on their way to their morning classes in their school uniforms.
Alright guys, it is now 7:23, and as usual in Indonesia, everything gets delayed. We did talk last night about meeting for breakfast at 6, and we would leave at the very latest at 7 o'clock. But here we are, 7:24, still waiting for the breakfast. The guys, they have had to rent some trail bikes here because we're going to some places today where you can only access with bikes. So if you come to this area here in Besoa, you can actually rent trail bikes, and I think they said the price was 135,000 per day. So quite cheap for a Honda CRF. So, but once we've had our breakfast, then we'll get started with today's program.
We call it Intel. Indomie telur.
Intel. Fresh Intel.
And we're off guys. So Pak Iksam will be leading us today towards the various megalith sites because he knows all of this area. So apparently they have already kind of documented 118 sites with megaliths, but according to Pak Iksam, in this area there should be thousands. They just haven't had the time, maybe also the resources to wow, check the view. Yeah, to explore and find all of them yet. So he says there's so much potential here, both in Napu and Besoa and Bada. So let's see what we'll find today. Oh, gotta stand up for this. Oh, so different when I'm not using all of the bags. Then I don't have to worry as much about the bumps on the road. Tadulako. Alright. Seems we've made our way to the first megalith site called Tadulako. It does look like it's possible to get inside here with a car, but it's definitely not ready for mass tourism, which is probably a good thing. Oh, don't stop, don't stop, bro. Then I'm gonna get stuck. Ya. Ya. Oi. Shit. Yeah, there we go. Thing is, if you go muddy off-road like this, oi, that was close, and you give it too much gas too fast, then you're just gonna be spinning in the mud. Oi. Basically like dancing on ice, this is. Alright, I think we made it. Yeah, dari sini.
We had made it to our first megalith site in the Besoa Valley, inside of the Lorelindu National Park. The megaliths that we were looking for are basically big stones that were shaped or arranged by humans in ancient times. And in various spots around this grand valley, there have been found thousands of megalithic relics that still today remains a mystery to archaeologists around the world. So I had to see this with my own eyes, as some of them are said to be more than 2,000 years old. So I asked Pak Iksam, who had found these megaliths.
Kalau pertama kali itu di akhir abad ke-19, itu peneliti dari Eropa dan Amerika. Ya, kalau dari Eropa misalnya dari Belanda, dari Swiss dan dari Swedia. Dan mereka sudah banyak menulis tentang megalith ini, di antaranya di lembah Palu, lembah Pekerahu atau Napu, Besoa dan Bada. Dan peneliti Indonesia itu baru memulainya di sekitar tahun 1970-an sampai sekarang. Ya, jadi sudah ada kolaborasi antara peneliti internasional dengan dari Indonesia.
Jadi hari ini kita mau lihat berapa site ya, different sites.
Dan ini salah satu yang terbaik.
Yeah, this one is the best?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's super cool and it's actually massive. So I am 181 and this one is probably maybe 2 meters lah. Mungkin 2 meter ya.
I can't help but wonder, who made these faces thousands of years ago? There are several theories, but no one knows for sure, as the creators didn't exactly leave any written records behind.
Usually when I go on these trips, I will just go myself and one tour guide. But it's actually quite nice today that we are a big group. I almost feel like I'm part of a tourism group, you know? Yeah.
But this group is very special because it's headed by
Pak Iksam,
the department.
the head of culture in Central Sulawesi. Mr. Iksam.
Yeah.
Mr.
My nickname Sam.
The granite stones here are super hard, making it almost impossible to carve out a human shape using stone tools. Which is one of the reasons why it's believed that the people who carved these megaliths might have lived in the early Metal Age, around 500 BC, when humans started using bronze and iron tools. But one thing is making a face on a rock using ancient tools. Imagine how difficult it must have been to cut out these massive stone jars. And supposedly, these jars served a different purpose than just showing illustrations. Because just 25 years ago, they found a special surprise inside one of them.
Kalamba di sekitar di sini kami menemukan itu pernah sekitar 25 tahun yang lalu, di tahun 2000. Itu dalam satu kalamba atau jar ini ada 5 individu. 5 orang satu keluarga. Dan sudah diteliti, mereka berasal dari ras Mongoloid yang hidup di sekitar Asia Pasifik atau Asia Tenggara seperti itu.
But the best was yet to come, because it's quite easy to imagine how the statues could have been used for rituals, worship, marking territory, or how the jars were used for burials. But what we're about to see next makes absolutely no sense to me. How this ancient civilization would know how to make this. But first, a small hiking update.
Kita sudah capek banget. Panas banget. Kita sudah jalan mungkin 15 kilo. Sudah naik 300 meter. Mungkin 700 meter.
Berat badan turun 5 kilo.
Ya. Tapi sebentar ada McDonald's di depan. Bisa beli Coca-Cola, cheeseburger, Naskor. Wah, tapi bagus view ya.
Ya, view bagus.
Luar biasa.
Gimana view-nya guys? Bagus? Bagus.
Very nice.
Very nice. Alright, guys, we have made it to the next megalith. And this one is quite unique, especially the locals here think it's a little bit scary. Jadi, Pak Iksam,
Yang unik ya, yang unik di jar ini, di Kalamba ini ada figur seperti bukan manusia. Dan lihat dari wajahnya itu agak aneh. Pengunjung banyak turis dari luar negeri banyak mengatakan ini mirip, bukan sama tapi mirip seperti alien. Ya. Ada kepercayaan masyarakat di Lore bahwa manusia itu punya sahabat dari dunia lain.
so it's actually a little bit difficult to spot, guys. You really have to. I was looking in the wrong way, but now I see it very clearly. How on earth did that shape, almost like the shape of a human, but the head is like an alien shape? How did that get on a plus 2,000 old stone jar? So guys, that's why it's really important that you respect these megaliths. Otherwise, I've heard that alien will come to life and come and eat you.
It's true.
It's true, yeah? Yeah, you heard the same story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We came here to see ancient artifacts. And safe to say, we got what we came for and then some. But the day was far from over, because it was time to go and check out the new road that we would be driving on to Bada.
Yeah. Alright guys, time to get out of this place. If we can. I think Pak Iksam is already stuck. Oh, and I barely have any pattern left on my bike. Luckily, it's a little bit more dry now. Here we go. Oh, that was close. Oi! 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 It's not over yet. It's not over yet. And worst part is man. How good is this? This is real adventure. Oh, I love it. Still can't believe that I can call this my job. And we're free. Woo! Good stuff. Welcome guys to Besoa, or as we call it here, Behoa. Yeah.
It was time for a bit of recon, because the next day we would be traveling to Bada, a route that once meant either hiking through the mountains or driving over 200 kilometers around Lake Poso. But now, a new connecting road was being built, and I had been asked to be the first one to test it.
So guys, I think Pak Iksam is now taking us to the road that we will be driving on tomorrow, the new road. But originally they told us that it would be 6 kilometers. But from what I've heard yesterday, it's 32 kilometers, so it's gonna be a long day. Ini jalan yang baru ya?
Jalan baru.
Dari sini ke Bada?
Ke Bada sekitar 30 kilo.
30 kilo. Dan menurut Pak Iksam berapa jam?
Kalau besok kita singgah-singgah untuk ambil gambar ya mungkin sekitar 4 sampai 6 jam.
Okay, so Pak Iksam think that it will take between 5 or 6 hours. And we know that when Google Maps or when Indonesian tells you how long time it will take, it always tells more. Not that I don't trust Pak Iksam, he's a fantastic guy, but I'm guessing 7 jam, maybe. We'll see. Okay, tes dulu. So now we're gonna get a little bit of a preview of what kind of road we will be driving on tomorrow. So basically they told me that they just finished making the road. Actually there's still 400 meters left that haven't been made. So that means a lot of mud. So I'm praying for no rain tomorrow, tonight, because then it's gonna be slippery as hell. Oh, this is sand. This is basically just like a controlled fall. No control whatsoever. I have zero pattern left on my off-road tires. So what I'm doing now is just full-on gliding. It could be a very long day. Oi. Okay, before I was excited about tomorrow, now I'm just a bit nervous because even race trail bike with good pattern is getting stuck. Luckily I'm not going alone, so if I get stuck I can get help, but I should have changed the tires.
Sangat-sangat lama.
Apa?
Sangat-sangat lama.
Ya besok sangat lama. Karena kalau seperti itu
Kristian harus bawa semua barang.
Yeah.
Harus.
Earlier that morning, Paoka had sent Errol and Ryan out to check the condition of the new road, and they had made it nearly 20 kilometers in. But the report that came back wasn't what we had hoped to hear, because they went in with new off-road tires and no luggage, and they had encountered dangerous paths with landslides and fallen tree trunks, making it nearly impossible even for an experienced off-road rider.
Ini motor kita tidak memungkinkan sekali. Ya mungkin bisa, tapi ini waktu juga. Ini kayaknya tidak memungkinkan. Saya sekali lagi bilang, saat ini belum bisa tembus. Meskipun dibilang di depan sana itu tinggal 400 meter, tapi kayaknya bagi saya ini agak sulit. Motor juga tidak memungkinkan, alat-alat pacu juga nggak memungkinkan. Terus kita hanya 2 orang, sangat susah. Jadi seperti itu.
Alright guys, it is 12:15. We just had a bit of lunch, and unfortunately our original plan to go to Bada with the new road, it's simply not possible. It is flat out dangerous. So tomorrow we have to leave from here at 6 o'clock in the morning because we have at least an 8-hour drive without stops to Bada. So with stops it's probably going to take 10, maybe 10 and a half hours. So really long day tomorrow. But you know what? This just reminds me. It's not a real adventure if everything goes according to plan. Something has to go wrong and we have to find a solution. And that's what we're doing today. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to explore a bit more of Besoa here in the afternoon, and then we're going to pack up all of our things and pray to God that it's not going to be raining tomorrow when we drive the long road to Bada. Rest up dulu, and then we continue in the afternoon. Guess.
But it would be up to Errol, Rai, and myself to complete this next phase of the adventure, as the rest of the team had to go back to Palu. So with a new plus 200 kilometer detour planned for the following day, a morning already full of adventures, and an afternoon of more adventures ahead, I took an executive decision and called nap time to recoup a bit of strength. But only 1 hour later, it looked like the rain was about to catch up with us, so we quickly got back on the road to visit our last attraction of the day.
Alright guys, it seems we have gotten really lucky. So we basically ran away from the rain. Can still see it out there. It does not look too good. And it's coming our way. But Pa Sunardi here in front of me, who is taking us to the Megalith this afternoon, says that this is the world's biggest stone jar in the world. So we gotta check that out before we continue to Bada tomorrow.
We had made it to the Pokekea megalith site, surrounded by the mountains and stunning scenery. There are various megaliths to be seen here, but the main attraction is also the oldest one you can find at this site, the massive stone jar called a kalamba.
Di situs ini dari hasil penelitian para arkeolog itu umurnya mencapai 3.000 tahun yang lalu, itu dari segi budaya. Dan di sekitaran situs megalith Pokekea ini arkeolog juga pernah melakukan penelitian di satu rawa-rawa di sana. Itu kedalaman 4 meter arkeolog menemukan sisa-sisa atau fosil-fosil tumbuhan yang merupakan makanan mereka pada saat itu, di mana umurnya adalah 8.000 tahun. Dari segi aktivitas manusia ini sudah 8.000 tahun yang lalu, dan dari segi budaya manusia prasejarah atau pembuat atau pelaku prasejarah di situs megalith ini adalah 3.000 tahun yang lalu. Arkeologi pernah melakukan ekskavasi di dalam kalamba ini, dan mereka menemukan 500 gigi di dalam wadah kalamba ini.
Dari manusia?
Iya, gigi manusia. Dan itu gigi itu adalah merupakan suatu istilahnya sudah merupakan manusia modern, karena terdapat gigi itu sudah dilakukan perataan gigi atau dipanggur. Iya, di mana dalam masyarakat itu di kalangan elit, masyarakat kalangan elit pada saat itu, ketika anak bangsawan sudah mulai menanjak remaja, giginya dipotong, diratakan.
Dipotong ya?
Iya, dan itu melalui ritual yang tidak yang sangat-sangat mahal. Iya.
Wow.
Banyak perjalanan hari ini, guys.
Banyak perjalanan hari ini, guys.
Dan sangat-sangat capek kita.
Iya.
Dan habis ini kita akan pulang dan makan malam.
Jadi setelah ikuti saya hari ini, kamu mau jadi full time YouTuber keliling terus?
I'm so sorry.
Gak mau?
Sangat sebenarnya sangat-sangat bagus bisa jalan-jalan. Tapi ya begitulah.
Tapi hari ini kamu bisa lihat sangat capek juga.
Sangat capek karena mungkin first time ya. Tapi terbayarkan dengan view, dengan pengetahuan tambahan. Semua yang saya lihat di sini baru lah. Saya belum pernah lihat sebelumnya. Jadi pengetahuan begitu banyak yang masuk. Pemandangannya juga indah, jadi capeknya terbayarkan lah. Lunas, capek tapi senang.
Nah, so that's exactly as Ray says. That's how I am 90% of the time. Capek tapi senang.
Pasunardi also showed us how these megaliths were used to tell when it was time for harvesting, depending on how the sunlight would hit the rocks. And I'm confident that he could have told us a lot more had we asked. But the reality was, I think Rai, Errol, and myself had enough stone facts for one day. But even if you're not a geologist or a big fan of stones, the scenic views from this place is not something you want to miss.
Hello guys.
As we had a very, very long ride ahead of us the following day, we headed back to get some rest. But on the way, we received a dinner invitation from the local pastor, so we stopped by for a delicious feast before heading home to pack up our gear for another day of adventure. So stay tuned, guys, because in the next episode, Errol, Rai, and myself will continue the adventure as we challenge the long and unpredictable mountain roads. It will get bumpy, slippery, and sometimes seemingly impossible, but we will find our way to the Bada Valley.